Hi everyone. Now that we have learned about quadratic equations and how to solve them, one of the topics for this week is going to be equations quadratic in form. Now, what it means for an equation to be quadratic in form is that these are equations that can be changed to look like quadratic by making some substitution. For example, so most of this video is going to be a bunch of examples to give you an intuition to develop your intuition about what kind of substitutions can be used. So when we encounter this problem here, I notice that this is x to the 4, which means I do not have a direct way of solving this. However, if I let u be x squared, so let u be x squared, then u squared is x squared squared, so that's x to the 4. Which means now this equation is u squared minus 8u minus 9 equals 0. And this, I know I can factor using splitting the middle term. And in fact, I can solve this for u. So u minus 9, u plus 1 is 0. That gives me two possibilities. U is 9 and u is negative 1. Now here you want to be careful because this u is an artificial thing that you introduced. When the original equation is in terms of x, you want to make sure that your final answer is in terms of x. So you're going to have to use this. What is u? U is x squared. So this is x squared equals 9 and this is x squared equals negative 1. So x would be plus or minus square root of 9, which is plus or minus 3. And x would be plus or minus square root of negative 1, which is plus or minus I. So the solutions are plus 3, minus 3, I, and negative I. 4 solutions that we obtain. Now a counterpart to that example, solve 2x minus root x minus 10. Now we have this root x. Now observation here is that what is root x squared? That is x. So this is kind of like quadratic. If I make u equals root x, then what is u squared? U squared is just x. So this equation is then 2u squared minus u minus 10 equals 0. Which I can again, let's say, suppose I want to use a quadratic formula. This would be negative 1 plus minus negative 1 squared minus 4 times 2 times negative 10 over 2 times 2. That's positive 1 plus minus, let's see, negative 1 squared is 1. So this is going to be 1 plus 4 times 8 times 10 is 80 divided by 4, which is 1 plus minus root 81 over 4, which is 1 plus minus 9 over 4. So we either have 1 plus 9 over 4, which is 10 over 4 or 5 over 2, and 1 minus 9 over 4, which is negative 8 over 4, which is negative 2. But of course, we're not yet done, right? So we have u equals 5 halves or u equals negative 2. But what is u in our substitution? In our substitution, u is square root of x. Now, if square root of x is 5 over 2, then to find x, I have to square both sides. When I square both sides, it becomes x equals 25 over 4. And here, square root of x is negative 2, so squaring both sides gives me x equals 4. So in this case, there are two solutions, which is x equals 4 and x equals 25 over 4. Now, one important step that we need to carry out is the process of verification. Okay, so let's try to verify. If I take x equals 4, is it going to be true? So I need 2 times 4 minus square root of 4 minus 10 to be 0. This is 8 minus 2 minus 10. This is not 0. So 4 is not a solution. What about 25 over 4? I have 2 times 25 over 4 minus square root of 25 over 4 minus 10. That's 25 over 2 minus 5 over 2 minus 10, which is 25 minus 5 minus 20, which is 0. Okay, so there's only one solution. And the one solution is x equals 25 over 4. And we've seen this before, that the process of verification is extremely important because sometimes we get what is called extraneous solutions, solutions that do not satisfy the initial condition. And they happen a lot when we have these square roots and squaring involved, because the square root is always giving you a positive answer. So 4 here does not satisfy, whereas 25 over 4 does satisfy. Okay, so let's see. I have just be careful when you do these problems. Is you first need to identify what substitution, then you need to factor and solve for the substituted value. So you end up getting u equals something and so on and so forth. And then eventually the last, the last but one step would be to find the x value. And the last step would be to verify and check that all the ones that you get are actually valid. Okay, that they are valid results. All right, that's it for this video. I think there will be one more video in which I do the remaining examples. Thank you.